Courtrooms are often the stage for intense legal battles, but what happens when Karens and Kens take on judges thinking they know the law better? Can a judge maintain decorum, or will these individuals disrupt the proceedings? Let's find out. In this courtroom scene, Daryl Brooks attempts to challenge the judge with unrelated and irrelevant matters, acting as the stereotypical Karen who thinks he knows the law better than the judge herself. Despite Brooks' attempts to divert the court's attention to civil matters involving his sister, the judge firmly maintains control, repeatedly reminding him that his concerns are irrelevant to the case at hand. The situation escalates to the point where the judge has to excuse the jury due to the disruption. The interaction highlights a man trying to be clever and outsmart the judge, only to be put firmly in his place, with the judge refusing to entertain his off-topic remarks and insisting on respect and decorum in the courtroom.
Mr. Brooks, the jury's here. Please show respect and decorum.
A Karen mom sues her ex-husband in court, demanding more money and child support. She claims he earns around $100,000 as a mechanic and complains about the meager $600 a month she receives. The judge questions the father, who confirms he might make $90,000 on a good year. The judge then questions the mother about her employment, and she openly admits she does nothing, living off child support, refusing to work. The judge then calculates the father's child support obligation, crediting him for health insurance, resulting in $1,093 a month. The mom goes into shock and argues, insisting she needs more money. The judge firmly explains the child would have more if she got a job. The mom continues her disruptive attitude and tries to make a vulgar analogy. The judge quickly shuts her down and ends the hearing. Her entitlement and refusal to work stand out in stark contrast to the judge's logical and patient handling of the situation.
You know what? We're done right there. We're done. Is there anything further
You're
from
about
you,
to
sir?
climax.
In this intense courtroom confrontation, a defiant male Karen is brought before a judge for missing his court date. When asked about legal representation, he dismissively claims not to care. His insolence escalates as he repeatedly curses at the judge, who responds by adding 30-day increments to his jail time for contempt of court. The situation spirals out of control, with the individual unleashing a barrage of expletives, leading the judge to sentence him to around a year in jail. The exchange highlights a complete lack of respect for the court's authority, met with a calm and measured response from the judge, who stands firm in maintaining order and discipline. During a divorce hearing in Newark, New Jersey, a tense exchange occurred between Judge Convery, Benjamin Taylor, and his attorney Yvette Ramos Alvarez over a missing Social Security earnings statement. The judge, frustrated with the absence of the document, accused everyone of receiving it yearly. When Alvarez disagreed, Judge Convery made a highly inappropriate comment, insinuating her status was illegal. Alvarez left the courtroom and later filed a misconduct complaint. This incident, along with other complaints, led to a public reprimand by the New Jersey Supreme Court. The whole situation exemplifies a shocking confrontation between lawyers and judges.
Social Security sends it to your home every year.
They sent it to my home 4 years ago. I haven't received it in the last 3.
Well, when did you become an illegal alien?
In this courtroom scene, a woman attempts to interrupt the judge during the oath-taking process. Her constant interruptions are met with a sharp, witty response from the judge, who likens the situation to order at Burger King and informs her that she can't have things her way in the courtroom. The judge asserts control, warning her of the penalties for contempt and insisting on respect and decorum. Despite her continued interruptions, the judge remains firm, emphasizing that this is his courtroom and that her behavior won't be tolerated. The exchange showcases a judge adept at handling disruptive behavior with a blend of authority and humor, ensuring that court proceedings are conducted appropriately. In another courtroom incident, this time featuring Ken instead of Karen, Joseph Fuchek faced a judge via Zoom from prison. Fuchek was caught on video on June 14th acting erratically, appearing to wave a gun and yelling racist and homophobic slurs at homeowner Dwayne Nguyen. Fuchek had accused Nguyen of stealing a flyer from his own mailbox. During a court hearing, Nguyen testified via Zoom, explaining the situation. Fuchek, however, remained silent. The judge decided to set Fuchek's bond at $35,000, and if he posts the bond, he'll be placed on house arrest. this case stands as another example of unsettling confrontations leading to legal consequences. A smug law student faces off against a judge, displaying arrogance and disrespect towards the court's decision. The student, challenging the judge's ruling, refers to it as a mere opinion. The judge, who once taught at the student's law school, sternly corrects him, pointing out that it's not an opinion, but a legal ruling. The judge further berates the student for his unprofessional behavior, telling him he's embarrassing his school and lacks the temperament to be a lawyer. The judge stresses the importance of respecting the legal process and emphasizes that such petulance won't get him far in his career or life. The stern but justified reprimand serves as a lesson in humility and respect for the aspiring lawyer, with the judge ultimately ruling against him.
And let me tell you something, Mr. University of Miami Law School. I taught at UM for many, many years, and you right now are embarrassing us.
In court, a disgruntled man, a male Karen, expresses his discontent with his charge review. The judge informs him that he won't be released, prompting the man to swear at the judge. The judge, not tolerating disrespect, calls him back. The man, clearly frustrated, calls the judge a derogatory term. The judge then questions him, giving him an opportunity to explain. Instead of a valid justification, the man continues to question his charge. The judge acknowledges his apology, but penalizes him with 60 days in jail. Not learning his lesson, the man repeats the insult. The judge, remaining calm, gives him another chance to explain. When the man merely questions the legality of the judge's action, the judge adds another 60 days, totaling 120 days in jail. The interaction showcases the tension between a defiant individual and the legal system's protocols and respect. In a court trial for cannabis possession, a male Karen argues that the law against marijuana is unfair and that he should be set free. He pleads with the judge that the drug is harmless and the law should change. The judge, though sympathetic to the argument, firmly states that the law is not for him to decide and that it must be upheld as long as it remains in effect. He directs the man to seek change through the legislative process. In a shocking act of defiance, the man later lights a joint and begins to smoke marijuana right in the courtroom, leading to an outcry from those present. This audacious act serves as a culmination of his argument against the law, but also showcases his complete disregard for the rules and the authority of the court.
I think we the people deserve better, because marijuana is a very harmless drug, and it's been around for ages, since the 80s and 90s.
In a courtroom showdown between a woman and a judge, tensions ran high. Karen presented her case without proper preparation or valid reasons. She aimed to sanction someone without even having been served, leading to a heated exchange with the judge. The judge quickly dismissed her motion, calling it baseless, and scolded her for taking up the court's time with a personal vendetta. She, unyielding, talked back and argued, claiming a constitutional right to be heard. The judge sharply responded, pointing out that there was no case before him, that her motion was frivolous, and that she had wasted the court's time. Finally, the judge slapped Karen with a $500 sanction that she would have to pay the county clerk's office. Her final defiant comment, "I knew it was fixed," led the judge to sternly advise her to exit the courtroom and pay the sanctions before he found her in contempt. This incident serves as a stark reminder of the importance of proper preparation and respectful conduct in court. While the judge's decision might seem harsh to some, the courtroom video may convince many that her behavior was the true problem. Whether the judge was being unreasonable or Karen was the one at fault can be left to personal interpretation.
Ms. Stevens, I highly suggest that you just exit my courtroom and go pay the sanctions before I find you in contempt.
From defiant individuals to shocking acts of disrespect, we've seen a variety of confrontations between Karens, Kens, and judges. What stood out to you the most? Was there a moment that truly surprised you? Share your thoughts in the comments below. To see more battles in the courtroom, subscribe to our channel and ring the bell icon. See you around.